What's up, YouTube? This is Kellen Christoph coming in with another tutorial through Photoshop. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a Twitch camera overlay. As you see here, it may not be an exact replica, but it's going to be something similar to this. So let's get started. The first thing you need to know is what your webcam resolution is. Mine is currently set to 432 by 240, and you need to know your desktop resolution. Mine is 1920 by 1080. So let's open Photoshop back up here. I'm going to start a new document. It's important to remember that webcam resolution because that's the first thing we're going to open here. We're going to fill that black. We're going to hit excuse me. We're going to hit Control A to select all, and then Control Shift C to copy merged. Next, we're going to open another new document. That's going to be your desktop resolution at 300 ppi. And we're going to start a new layer, and we're going to paste that camera resolution that we saved. So there we go. That's our camera size. That's the area we're going to be working around. Now the background, we're just going to unlock, call it background. And we're just going to give it a gradient for now. You will have a transparent background whenever you actually make this. There we go, that looks good. Because we want to start off with this, excuse me, we want to start off with this being black, not blue. So switch our foreground here, just brush that until it's all black. Make sure you get all the pixels. Could use the fill tool, but we're just going to use black. So we're going to go back to this as a reference page. This is just something I made real quick. So we're going to start off, the background's going to be black with a pattern overlay, and we need to deselect that in order for anything to work. Pattern overlay, and I like to use these lines, and the opacity is already set to 5%. This pattern is part of the web patterns, so we're just gonna hit OK. Come back up here. Actually, we'll keep it in the middle of our screen because we're going to be working around it. Next, we're going to create a new layer, and we're just going to zoom in on this pretty close, and we're going to break out our pen tool. We're going to click here. We're going to hold shift to get a 45-degree angle, and we're going to come up here. Keep holding shift because we want a straight line. We're going to hold shift yet again, and we're going to come out even further. The top, just keep holding shift. Come out to here and here. Now you'll notice the top is much larger than the bottom, so we're going to go ahead and fix that. We're going to bring that down. Maybe not larger, but definitely thicker. Make sure that line's straight. Bring this in one. There, we are going to right click on that and create a vector mask. And you can choose whatever color you want for this. For the sake of this tutorial, we're just going to do a different color than what I did. So we're going to do red. We're going to break out our brush, and we're just going to make that red. We're going to zoom out here, take a look at it. That's a lot bigger than what I made over here, but that doesn't mean it's worse. So let's zoom in. We are going to make it thinner and not as long, so we'll bring it back a little bit here. Try to guess. There's our 45. If you just hold shift, it'll tell you where your 45 is. I just hit the wrong key there. There we are. Excuse me. We are going to make this thinner yet again. Don't want it super thick. We want it pretty thin. This might still be too thick, but it'll be okay. There we go. We're gonna fit on screen here. Take a look at that. I I still think it's too thick, so we'll zoom back in here again. And you can see I made a mistake already, so let's zoom out a little bit. Control I or Control minus or Control plus to zoom in or out. We're going to bring this into about half. That looks good. There we go. And this is still a little long, so we're going to bring this back. There's our 45. And now let's see this at 100%. And that looks pretty crisp. So all we're going to do now is we're going to duplicate this layer, Control T. We're going to flip it horizontal, and then we're going to flip it vertical. We're going to hit apply, and we're just going to adjust it with our arrow keys so it's pixel perfect. Boom. Now we got that lined up. We're going to come in here, double click, go into our layer style. We're going to give that an outer glow. That is red. And it looks as if it's not very visible, so okay. We don't want it too visible, so okay, that looks good right there. So we're going to copy that layer style. We're going to paste that layer style to this one. So we have this slight glow to it. So we're going to come back down here because this is going right on top of our webcam image. So we're going to control click that, go to select, modify, expand by 5 pixels, and we're going to create a new layer. We're going to brush that with a black brush. It's okay that all that's hiding, that's fine. And we're going to copy this pattern layer, paste it, and then we're going to put it right on top of that. And that's going to be our coverage for our webcam, and this is going to be our actual camera. So if we get a gradient tool here, just go like that. That's your camera area, and the red's outside it. So if we come back over here, you'll see that I added this over here. So actually what we want to do is we're gonna flip these around, and we're just gonna Control T this, Control T, flip vertical. We're gonna slide this one down here so that it lines up perfectly along with this one. Control T, flip vertical, line it up, enter, and there we have it. There's a good start. So we don't really need this. We will need it in the future. So what we're going to do, actually we'll just use it right now. What we'll do is we're going to break out our pen tool, and we are going to lower the visibility of this because there's a lip. If you look real close here, there's a lip that I have coming up and over that connects to the edge. So we can close out of that. No. So from here, just a nice 45-degree angle. And we're going to make a selection, and we are going to delete it from this gradient that we put in. This one here. So delete. Simple. Now we're going to select that layer, come back down to our background layer, and delete. Pretty simple, right? Now what that does is that gives us this area here to work with, along with I forget where I was going with this. But anyway, so we got this all figured out. So we got this cut out. Put our gradient back in, because this will be your camera area, as you can see. And then what I did is I just made a 45 line and then just like a unique design. So I'll come in here, going to get our pen tool, follow that up, bend over, maybe not as far. Create a new layer before we make that mask. Get our red color back here. Fill it in. We can move that as needed, which we will be moving it to about right there. And then we will follow that up with another . There we have our line, similar to that. Perfect. So now that we got that created, we're just going to merge these two layers. So far, this is what we're looking at. That looks pretty cool. So now that we got these merged, I guess we'll merge this one with this as well. Won't be able to edit that later, so make sure it's exactly how you want it. And then we're going to get our text tool, create a new layer, and just, this will be like size 5 points. This will say username. I guess it will be more like 4. Whoa, not 43, 4. And we'll move this around till it's about a position that we like. Might even make that smaller. Make it 3. There we go. And we'll change the color of that. What do we have over here? We had it blue to match everything else, so we'll make it red. Now also we want these logos to glow, so paste layer style. I'm sorry, that didn't work. That's not the right layer style, so we'll come in here, overlay, or I'm sorry, outer glow. Should be set to red still, which it's not. Set that. Hit OK. Turn your effects on. Everything should be glowing. Just turn down the opacity a little bit, and maybe the size. Okay, that's perfect. And then we'll copy this layer style and paste it to the username so it has a slight glow to it as well. So next you'll want to put all these in a folder, and this will be your camera overlay. There we go. Create a new layer. You can just move this to wherever you think it might be on your overlay. So I think it might be right there on mine. So next is to create your donators and followers and subscribers tabs, and you can, this is pretty much free to do whatever you want. I'm just gonna kind of follow the same little style that we followed there, except we're gonna just give it a unique shape like that. And create a vector mask, and we're going to make this background black. And we're going to give it that same pattern overlay. We're going to come back in with our pen and just clean it up. Because you can see here some of these edges, some of these points aren't level. Now that's level. That looks pretty good. So create another layer, and for this one we're just gonna do something like this. It's following this edge here. Create a vector mask. I'm gonna make it this bright red again. And then we are going to zoom in even closer to finalize this so that it's perfect. So we'll turn down this opacity a little bit. Make sure we are where we need to be. And it looks like we are. So I'm just going to move that up. I'll move this back. Move this in just a wee bit. There, that looks good. I'll turn the opacity back up and take a look at this. That looks really neat. So now we're going to give that outer glow again. That's red, so I already got it. And now we simply just add text in here, and it'll say something like top donator. And you can do something like this. I'll type in username. Make this white. I'll follow this other edge up with a accent of red as well. So go here. And we'll make that red. There we go. That looks pretty legit. And we'll paste that layer style so that it's glowing. And we will put all this into one folder. Move this up here. Now I'm thinking we need to maybe thin this line out a little bit. Yeah, it needs thinned out a little bit. So we'll go ahead and bring this down. There we go. Well, let's take a look at that. That looks a little bit better. You can thin that out more. And now all you do is duplicate your group. Hit V for your selection tool. Hit T. And this is all so easily edited. It's not even funny. So come in here, just get your go last subscriber. Looks good. And then we will duplicate this group again, bring it down, type in last follower, duplicate this layer or this group one more time, bring it down, get your text tool, go I don't know what else they use, like last donator. Obviously you'd probably want to put that below this one, but there you have it, a real simple, clean Twitch overlay. And now what you will do is you will uncheck the background. You're going to come up to File, Save As, and I'm just going to save this into my Twitch folder. And this will be, we'll call it Leon _red overlay. And you're going to want to save that as a PNG, because PNGs have transparent portions of the image. And then I'm going to save it as a PSB as well, and this will be Leon red overlay PSD. And this way I can edit it. So you save your PSD, so you can come in here when your top donator comes in, just come in, type in their name, say it's me, type in perfect, come up, File, Save As, PNG, and it will automatically update your OBS or your whatever software you're using to record with. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share my video. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great evening, morning, or good night, and I will see you soon.